Good evening, Earthbound Super Series, and welcome for what is sure to be a very exciting and very entertaining second round matchup in the Boogey Percent 2025 tournament. On the left, we have Brooke. On the right, Raine. Very highly skilled, very equal. I feel this is one that can go either way. We'll get into that in a moment. But for right now, I'm Leslie Pro. Tonight I'm joined by Pebble Possum. How you doing tonight, Pebble?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, and I am so looking forward to seeing how this matchup plays out because, as I was saying, these two runners both took two different roads to get here. Raine started with vanilla, while Brooke started with randomizers, and eventually started running vanilla, including Boogey Percent. Two different roads, but they all collide here and now.
And these two runners are very close. This is going to be a very exciting race. They're coming in. Brooke is coming in at the 8th seed and Raine at the 9th seed with averages only 30 seconds, actually less than 30 seconds apart. Both with 3-1 records. So I'm expecting a real exciting race here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. We are in for some fireworks, and on the Twitch side, we have a channel prediction up. Oh, this one is too close to call for me, so I'm just going to go Switzerland and stay neutral.
Yep, but y'all get your gamba on. This is a real close one to call, so really got to go with your gut here.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We are off. Meteorite has landed. You're getting that cracked bat. And equipping it. No forgetting it here. I don't think we've actually seen a forgotten cracked bat all tournament. I don't remember seeing one at least.
Yeah, same here. If anything, I might have had one race where I opted to get it on the third pass through that hallway.
Yeah, you just see people do that occasionally. It takes Tracy out of the equation. Bumping into her, it saves a couple frames if you were going to bump into her. But there is that risk that's your last chance to get it. So if you forget, you're going to be eating that time loss.
Yep, and that's not the only time loss that can be eaten in this category, or in this game in general, just from player error.
And chat mentioning, hoping a game doesn't choose violence today. It was ridiculous yesterday, and yes, it was, and also the day before. It's been violent for a while.
Yeah, it seems like of late the game has trended towards total carnage. I love it. Well, the runners don't believe me on that.
Yeah, I can't agree with you on loving that violence. I want to see a good race with that just pure skill.
Yeah, I want to see pure skill. I don't want to see the game decide to just pull the rude stuff that we've seen it pull over the course of this tournament.
All right, and we are coming up on getting Pokey's little monologue here. Runners need to mash yes to this. Not terribly hard to remember.
Yeah, don't mash the B button here. I mean, there are a few text boxes where mashing the B button is faster, but this one, A mash.
Yeah, I tend to default to B mashing because A over mashing is a little more punishing, but sometimes you need to remember you gotta A mash.
Yep, you can also use the L button for A mashing as well.
This still looks basically neck and neck here.
Yeah,
Both runners
absolutely.
with clean movement throughout this whole little intro section.
Yeah, there was only like one instance where somebody got caught on the terrain, which is very easy to do because there's a lot of subpixels where that can happen.
All right, right again, the hill climb proper. We got a couple of dogs on the Brooke side. Raine's got a crow and a dog. They both dodge it. Brooke has to backtrack because of this crow. Raine getting a
Now a
pretty easy
dog.
walk. Did have to dodge that crow a little bit, but it wasn't too difficult.
Now it's to dodge a magic butterfly. I mean, there's no. I mean, that's.
Ooh,
Oh, rude crow. Bad bird. Bad bird.
untrustworthy crow. Looked stuck, wasn't. Meanwhile, Raine getting a pretty clean walk, so Raine's going to have a bit of an advantage here to start with. Got a little buffering issue on Brooke's side. Looks like she survived that crow just fine. Sometimes they just keep dodging and pecking at you. There's not much you can do about it, but she did get through it. Took a bit of damage. I think she got a cookie. She can eat that cookie to heal a bit.
Yeah, the thing with the Spiteful Crow is if the game reads for the Spiteful Crow to drop an item, it's always going to be a cookie every fight.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
at Shack Fight, that could be different because the game could actually read for the happiest, and if it does that, there's a 1 in 128 chance of a PSI caramel.
Yeah,
Which is-
you always like to see that caramel drop because you're usually you're so tight on psychic points at that point, and you've probably used some in that fight.
Might have even had to use some to get to that point, too.
All right, so Raine is grabbing that bread roll, be heading into Starman Jr. first. Starman Jr. is a complete RNG section. No real player agency. Buzz is the only one that does any appreciable damage. And he'll attack every other turn, protect us with a PSI shield on the rest, and those attacks do anywhere from around 30 to 150 damage. We need 200, so this can go from 2 hits to 4 or even 5 if you're really unlucky.
And on a rare occasion, it's either Ness or Picky getting the winning hit.
Yeah, sometimes that chip damage does matter. You don't want to be in a situation where the chip damage does matter, but sometimes it does. All right, so 62 was Buzz's first hit on Raine's side, which is not great, but it could still 2-cycle. The 150 smash is not that uncommon. Now Brooke getting into it. Ooh, 64. So yeah, this is a minimum 3-cycle for Raine. Could still potentially be a 4 even. Brooke waiting to eat the cookie until she was in this fight to avoid the menu. That's smart.
Yeah,
Her
very
first Buzz
smart.
hits for 83.
Yeah, and the other thing that can waste a lot of time is if you get a Starman Jr. that just casts a lot of fire because that's more text. And more text is more time.
Speaking of the 150 smash, Raine finally gets it. Wishes he had it a turn sooner. Out in a 3-cycle. And under 8 minutes.
And that's a 2-cycle for Brooke.
Yeah, so that'll make up for that crow fight. So race is now a lot closer. Still about a 10-second delta. 10 to 15 second.
Right, but we do have one key difference to look at is that for the first Pogo Punk, Brooke's going to be at level 3, Raine at level 2.
This is true. First Pogo is very dangerous, and having an extra level is a nice little safety cushion to have. We got 3 people betting in the prediction so far. That's closing in about 2 minutes. Only a couple thousand Earth Bucks bet on this so far, so get your gamba on, folks. All All right, so you were talking about mashing earlier. This text here in particular can throw you off sometimes. You have to mash yes and then switch to no after the first question. If you mess up either one of those, it loops, and then you have to figure out where in the loop you are so you can mash the correct one again.
Yep, that happened to me once during practice, and it was infuriating.
Not going to be a problem for either of these runners, though.
And that's a good thing, because it is something that could happen to just about anybody, and Raine is not interested in stepping on a snake.
Yep, going through this section we call a zoo, full of little 5% spawn plates for animals. Just a little snake in the way, despawns easily enough. Not really a problem. It gets annoying when you get pincered here, because it really shouldn't happen with how rare these spawns are. Completely clean for Brooke. So runners are picking up the Mr. Baseball cap in this little secret treehouse here. Mr. Baseball cap slightly better than a regular baseball cap, 6 defense instead of 5. But we're really interested in selling it and buying that 5 defense knockoff so we can also afford a cheap bracelet, which is another 5 defense.
And for math experts out there, 10 is better than 6.
Mm-hmm.
And in this shop menu, you actually have to be careful with when and where you mash, because you could easily mash the wrong thing.
Oh yeah, it really sucks to overmash and buy a second cracked bat. Also, if you buy in a weird order, you can be stuck not being able to afford everything, or at least not without manually selling something before buying its replacement. Anyway, Raine going in that first pogo gets a big ol' smash. That'll save some time.
One hit knockout. Love to see that.
Yeah, that's the ideal, for sure. Brooke gonna drink some juice. Back with the cookie gets her pretty much to full. She's taking a first turn charge forward, but not an issue with her higher max HP. And this pogo goes down pretty easy for her too. Alright. Second pogo, no problem for Raine. Takes a little bit of damage. Should feel pretty safe going into the Yes Man Jr. fight still.
And that's another menu where you want to mash B, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Brooke took a little more damage. We'll see if she eats the bread roll before the Yes Man here. Be the safe thing to do. Yeah, she is gonna eat it. So hopefully she doesn't take damage here so she can keep her PP going into Frank. But we're not going to. So Raine going into Frank a little sooner and with 5 extra PP. Takes a big knife. Good max HP though, so was still in safe heal territory. We need to keep Ness's HP above 23 to be able to mash out a heal safely. So we're 24 knife is kind of scary. But
you know what else is scary? Raine hitting a smash. Both runners hitting a smash for 47.
Ooh, Brooke's at 18. Thankfully is able to heal. I think she did have auto fight on. I wonder if she got caught off guard. Doesn't get punished though, so she's going into Frankenstein. Yeah, those 24 knives. Raine was able to survive them just fine because he had 48 max HP. Brooke went in with 46, having a much different story for her.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. Raine out of Frankenstein Mark II. Brooke not gonna be that far behind. Oh no!
Ooh, Myrtle. Oh no! Oh, calculated risk. I think she knew. I think she knew that was her last hit.
Wow,
not race
that
safe,
could have
but
backfired
some
so badly. Like, if that attack had missed or rolled low, that's a death.
You do see runners do this.
Goodness.
They count HP and know when they're one shot away, but not often done in a race because Ness loves to miss, and if he does, that's a death. So Brooke hot on Raine's heels. We're gonna go talk to Perkle and get that key to the shack and proceed on to Giant Step. See if we get no side Perkle on Raine's side. This little stooge would kind of block the path for that. I don't know what to call him. There's the side Perkle. Side Perkle on Brooke's side.
Very slightly faster, but doesn't always happen. Because sometimes game says no.
Also, that we get to see Perkle's chin.
One chin? Right. Honestly, I thought I was looking at two chins.
Alright, so Raine opting to get some burgers. I'm sure Brooke will as well. She's not nearly behind enough to justify not buying burgers. But we'll have to wait for this buffering. Yeah. Go into that drugstore, get that money for burgers. We're going to load up on burgers because Ant is a jerk. Titanic Ant at the end of the Giant Step section. We really need these burgers to heal with. I've amused the tax slug by the description of that guy as his little stooge. He is kind of a stooge.
So which stooge would he be? Larry, Moe, or Curly Joe, or Shep?
He's pretty Moe looking, I think. I think he's Moe coated. Alright, so Raine going into Giant Step. We're going to grind a little bit here. We need to get to level 8. We need that PSI Rocket Attack for the Titanic Ant because he's such a big jerk, and he's got 2 healing minions that we need the AoE to take out. So we're going to grind exactly 22 attack slugs, ideally.
We got 4 right away on Raine's end.
And there's 4 for Brooke. Looks like Brooke might be going for the progressive spawning strategy where you just kind of like know your spawn triggers as you cross the first floor and like try to work out a pack of slugs on each one. And then just move on to the next. Brooke is taking 5 damage from these slugs, which is unfortunate. You see that happen when you've just rolled low defense on your level up. And it's a pain because you gotta heal more.
Funnily enough, that is the name of a healing spell in the Dragon Quest series, but that's another game.
See, Brooke is going to heal after that first fight. Brooke now 4 slugs behind Raine, but has the fight. Raine looking to spawn numbers 9 through 12. There they are.
Now, the other thing to watch for here, a little bit of a low roll in that swing for Raine, is these slugs. They have a 1 in 128 chance of dropping a bomb, both here and in Winters.
Yeah, the bomb is huge for beating that Titanic Ant. It's basically a third rockin'. Makes it much faster and much easier, much safer. There are strategies to like kind of split your slugs apart to try to get more bomb drops. We're not seeing that today.
Yeah, typically we see Satake do that, because I know he's done that in previous Boogey percent races.
You also see me do that. Brooke having some trouble with some low rolls on these slugs. Hitting for like 29 and 28.
Yeah, they have 30 health.
Yeah, that's kind of why you don't want to auto fight these, is that you can low roll and then you don't double tap the slug to finish it off. You end up hitting a different slug, which is kind of what happened to Brooke.
Uh-oh, half the life up here. There's no choice. 1 HP in a dream. Oh, that could have been a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, you will always outspeed the slug. There's no danger of getting hit first, but if you decide to bash on that and whiff, that's a death. Raine going up to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, this is going for the 6-pack. Only gets a 4-pack, though. Oh, Brooke gets ambushed by a mouse.
Yeah, Yeah, so we did mention that you want 22 slugs in total, but they come in 4-packs on the first couple of floors. They do come in a 6-pack on the 3rd floor. Raine only getting 4 for some reason. In general, you want 4-packs and the 6-pack to get exactsies on what you need.
Looks like a single slug for Brooke. That'll help. No risk.
James saying in chat, every mouse is an exit mouse if you death warp. But we don't want to death warp yet.
Wouldn't it be a
We're getting-
return mouse? Well, if you said return mouse as you return to your last save.
I guess. Brooke getting a weird little split in her slug. She got a 2-pack there, and the other 2 are right here. I don't think that really saves any time because it's extra text for the start and the end of the fight.
That's rocking
All right.
for Raine.
This is interesting for Brooke that she's getting these slugs split up like this. There must be something happening on the 2nd floor causing her to do that. But if she's not getting singleton, she's mostly getting pairs.
Yeah, if this is happening, you want the singleton because you get the instant win text.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, much faster to do singletons than pairs.
You know what else is faster? A well-placed stutter.
And then, speaking of singletons, Brooke gets that last singleton and gets level 8 off of it. Raine is insta-wetting an ant, so he must have gotten a good attack up roll on his level 8. If you get... I think you need 23 offense total.
I believe that number is 24.
24.
I say that because I've had 23s not do it, so it's a 24.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and you can look at your gain. If you got at least 4 on level 8, you can be sure you've hit it. 3 could be either way. If you got 2 or less, you definitely didn't. Alright, so first rocket on the Titanic Ant. Hits for 95 for Raine. He took a big bite, though.
Oh, but here's the problem.
Ooh, he's got a life up. Hopefully he doesn't get magneted when he tries to get that. And he also whiffed that Antoid on that rocket.
Yeah, so that 95 was nullified, so Raine is really gonna have to dig deep to finish this ant off.
Yeah, and it's biting hard too, which is a real pain. So this is kind of sketchy. Raine hoping for some turn skips, and also for the shield to stay down so he can get his damage in. Speaking of shields, Brooke's ant puts a shield up right away.
Yeah, but it went up on the Antoid, so that's not gonna do much.
Oh yeah, I did miss that. There, okay, now it's shielded itself. Middling rock and roll is about 150 total damage. Ooh, oh, that's a death for Raine.
Oh, that...
Did he just run out of burgers?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
That's a big break for Brooke, assuming that she can get through her ant fight. And shield is being problematic, and her ant is biting hard too.
Spit, now that's the really hard bite, the smash for 61.
But it was on the healing turn, so she gets away with it. Okay, chat's saying that Raine was counting HP and tried to greed that last hit, and paid for it.
Yeah, that's why with that, I don't like to take chances. I prefer to rip and tear until it's done.
Yeah, like we were talking about Brooke doing this for Frankie Stein earlier. Didn't punish her, but Raine got punished for doing the same thing on Ant. That's just how RNG goes in this game.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. In fact, that's how RNG goes in RPG speedrunning in general.
Brooke does get through under 24 minutes. So big advantage to Brooke right now. But there's a whole half of a Boogey run to go still. So anything can happen.
There's more than half of this run to go. We're still not out of Onet.
Yeah. Raine not opting to refill burgers. So he must figure he has enough. Also, might figure he doesn't have time to spend buying more. Has to just risk it for the biscuit, which I respect. At a certain point, you know that safety strats aren't going to cut it anymore. Struggling to despawn this crap.
Man, they're spawning in some awfully inconvenient... Well, gonna have to take this fight, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was interesting. He did despawn 3 out of 4 slugs. He could have used that 4th slug as like some iframes, but just trying to stutter past it all, not take any fights at all, not waste any time, and ends up getting back attacked by this mouse. You always get all these spawns, but you don't need them anymore. Gets them all stuck on the stalactite, which is nice, because kind of hard to stutter when you got that many spawns on the screen.
Oh, for sure. Also, when the cop confronts you for going into Giant Step, if you mash B, you get slightly faster text.
Also, it's just fun to say no to cops. Oh my gosh, so many spawns. If each sprite on the screen adds more lag, oh.
There was no getting around that. This is just a drop the rockin' and move on.
Yeah, at least he did heal and got the rockin' to have for this fight, because this would be a long slog without it. Brooke getting into cops now. Cops generally take about 3 hits. They have a weak attack and a strong attack called a crushing chop. Like that one.
You know, since one of the cops does mention wrestling in their text, I picture it as the old Ric Flair chop. Woo!
Yeah, Milday gets it. Saying no to cop is 20 frames faster and a moral imperative. So, Brooke taking a bit of damage on these cops. Going through some burgs, use the life up already. Sometimes you kind of want to save that PP to rock into the 4th cop if you can. Not worth taking the risk though if you can't. If you're getting hit too hard, just use the life up. Alright, Raine getting into the fight again. Using a life up early instead of a burger. Gonna have to hope he doesn't get magneted. $103, that's a big hit.
$103, yeah, that's a very good hit right there.
And the Antoids are down. 80, so about 2 or 3 hits left without the shield. So this is pretty good for Raine, which is good because he needed a good ant fight after that last one. Oh, Ness is whiffing.
And on Brooke's side, cop smash for 43. It doesn't happen often, but yes, it does happen.
Yeah,
and Raine gets out.
Fortunately, she was in a safe range for that. So Raine gets through. Brooke going into the Captain Strong fight. Strong can hit real hard, but he's also got some turn skips. Sometimes he just stands there and gets real mad at you while you beat him up, which is what we're hoping for. Only have one rocket.
Yeah, well, right now, Strong was being defensive. Does take a hat.
Yeah, Brooke gets some damage in first because she wants to because the one rocket won't do it on its own, right? So you got to make sure that you get some damage in, and hopefully one-shot him after that. Which it still wasn't enough as kind of a weak rockin', but I was able to take him down shortly after.
Yeah, very nice Onet for Brooke. Took one very big risk at Frankie Stein, and it paid off beautifully. Well, now Raine's coming out of Giant Step.
So Raine will be doing the cop shortly. He did his ant fight. His second one was fast enough that he saved some burgers for the cops. So he should be able to skip a second burger buy. Meanwhile, Brooke making her way down to Tucson. And hopefully we don't get jumped by a mushroom. Like that one right there. Ooh. I wouldn't have gone for that.
Yeah,
no.
because that looked to be at the edge of the shroom's aggro range. So this could be problematic for a multitude of reasons. Not just how hard they aim. Oh, there it is.
Yep, there's the shroom. So the thing the shroom does, in addition to possible confusion action in combat, it's gonna mess with her controller orientation every minute or so. And hopefully it doesn't happen at inopportune times.
Absolutely, because that's what you don't want to see. And I think the first stop ought to be right to the... No, just gonna opt to... I mean, if it happens at the department store, it's not the worst thing, but still, I would have wanted to have gotten rid of this right away. But that's just me.
Yeah, there is another option other than the hospital. If you go through the fart cave and get into Peaceful Rest Valley, there is a girl who will buy the shroom off you for $50, and she's right on the way. So it is a little faster. If you could risk getting thrown off by the controller, the interface screw, you can save a few seconds that way.
And,
there we go.
And boom goes the dynamite as there's the interface mess up. After 1 minute, you'll go 45 degrees. After another minute, you're basically on inverted controls. Shoutouts to those who've played crowd control and have had their controls inverted. I've certainly seen it happen.
Oh no, Raine. Raine went into a cop fight with 13 HP. I guess he didn't heal on the previous one, or he took a... Oh, cop smash. Oh.
Absolutely brutal RNG that would have led to a reset. And when it happens here, when you can fight to get to Tucson, you actually have a dream of Paula trying to telepathically contact Ness.
Yeah, it is actually a little faster at this point to go to Frank and heal that way instead.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
either way. So yeah, unfortunately, game having it out for Raine today. But anything can still happen.
Been there.
Anything can still happen as Brooke goes into Fart Cave, with a shroom on her head. Fart Cave's very nice to her. She gets through it cleanly and is able to get rid of this shroom. Unpunished. Ooh, there's a UFO there.
I gotta take that room respawn because there's no way to get rid of it at that point. And UFOs you cannot run from until like turn 6 or 7. So at that point it's just faster to try and bash it out.
So we're going to proceed to the plot 3 here, which is to see the pencil statue blocking our way, but we don't actually have to go up and walk and inspect the pencil statue. We can just go far enough to load it into the game's memory. That's far enough, and we're just going to turn around like we left the oven on and walk back out. And we'll get to proceed once we get back into Tucson. Boy, these UFOs are being...
all over the place.
That one kind of got stuck by terrain. Brooke doing a good read of the situation there that she didn't have to despawn. Raine is back into the cops meanwhile.
This time it's the cop that misses the chop.
Yeah, I love to see cop misses. I haven't been keeping track of how many burgers Raine has left. Okay, he's still got some considerable burger reserves. Brooke, don't go for that.
Brooke, what are you doing? Brooke, what are you doing? I would have. Yeah, because the mobile sprouts, as you just saw there, they can sow seeds, which is their way of calling for backup, but the backup just got bopped. Oh, well, we're on
Oh, we
Sprout
have another
C,
one.
so I kind of jinxed that. They
Yeah,
can
and now
also
we're getting
use
magneted.
Magnet to steal Psychic points, which is annoying. They can also hit hard, too.
Thankfully, Brooke did find a butterfly already to get some PP to get, for the rocket on that group. I hope she wouldn't have taken that risk with 0 PP.
I don't think I would have taken that risk to begin with, but that's just me.
On the subject of PP, we're healing as we go through this section kind of gradually. We got to find 2 butterflies. 2 butterflies will take us to full and have enough for us to heal after the first one and go get to full on the second one. All right, Raine is in Captain Strong now. First rocket hits for 80, going right into the second one. Not going to heal up on 64.
107, that'll do it.
All right, Raine glad to be done with one at 35 minutes.
That was a rough one. Like, Titanic Ant, or as I like to call him, Titanic Noun, is definitely a reset point, and a death to Ant would definitely lead to a reset, no doubt about it. A Cop Gauntlet, yep, I would have most runners would have reset there too on an RTA attempt, because that's a very rough time loss, and yeah, you're less likely to PB when that happens.
Yeah, death to Strong in particular is nasty, because you do have to fight the entire Cop Gauntlet again. It's not like Frank, where if you die to Frankenstein, you can skip Frank. But thankfully, Raine did not invest that much time into the first Cop Gauntlet. He died to second Cop, I believe. So thankfully, not too much wasted time there. This is still... I'm not gonna say that Brooke that anything can happen here. Raine needs some good luck or some bad luck to happen to Brooke to catch up here, but you know, it could happen. Not that we like to wish ill on our runners, but Raine is definitely hoping to see some bad luck happen on the other side of the screen for once.
But speaking of Ness, you want to know what he'd be doing right about now? If he wasn't out doing this, he'd probably be watching the World Series.
Why is that?
Because Ness is a baseball fan.
Oh, of course, he's got the bat.
The bat and the cat.
He's a fan of Mr. Baseball.
Oh, yes.
Whose real name, I believe, is Shohei Ohtani. Anyway,
you know what? I'm gonna give that to you, because that's basically who Mr. Baseball is for all over. Wait, ooh, you got a different strat for Brooke. Hard hat strats.
yeah, Brooke making use...
That's an even better item.
Yeah, it is better than the Holmes hat. Brooke making use of her lead on some safety strats here, which is very smart. Because average times no longer matter now that we're in the bracket. As long as you're faster than your opponent, that's all that matters. So if you got a substantial lead, spend some of that time down on some safety strats to make sure you don't have a bigger time loss later. Because that's what would bring Raine back into this race.
Yeah, because for context, the Holmes hat is plus 10 defense. The hard hat, which you can get in 3'd, is plus 15.
Yeah, other things we might see Brooke doing is she might take a nap in the bread and breakfast after the Shaq fight. And I see Vogler mentioned in chat. Did Raine save at the bus station by any chance? I missed that if he did.
No, I think what Raine did is save at the department store, from what I saw.
Okay, Could still be a half Vogler, but Vogler in general is I can't imagine a situation where I would actually attempt it unless I was like doing a world record RTA attempt. What's a Vogler? It is a strategy where you, first of all, you save at the bus station, so you gotta commit to it. And then instead of having cash for to revive Paul in the hospital, you get the cup of life noodles that's at the little peninsula towards the end of PRV. And it's a very risky strat because there's a lot of spawn plates there, and it's in a dead end, and you can get, you can effectively pincer yourself very easily there, and lose all the time save you get from that. That's why you don't see it done.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but it is an eternal meme in the community regardless. I believe you get an Ari point for doing it.
Even with Ari not watching?
I mean,
I kid.
Alright, so Brooke is going into the HQ.
Had to divert her routing because there was an enemy spawn, and these cultists, you don't want to run into them because they're fights you cannot run from.
Yeah, it's real annoying to have a fight you cannot run from, and also an enemy that calls for help. Like, there it is. Brooke bashing A out anyway. I would have used a rock in there. Maybe just a little overmash. But now that we're down to B, we are back to just regular bashing. Okay, she gets through. With 54, yeah, 54 HP. It's a little dicey. Maybe safe. I don't think she'd want to take the risk though. You can get hit for 55.
Even with the hard hat?
Oh, that's true. She did get the hard hat. So yeah, she is in safe HP, right? Good call on that.
This menu, you definitely want to mash A because basically you get called a fool.
Alright, looking for reflex here on the crashing boom bang. Does not get one. We're just gonna throw all our rockets out right away. I would have waited until turn 2 for one of them. Oh, a whiff. So this is gonna be kind of slow.
Double whiff. And there's a reflect.
Okay, the reflect is gonna help. That was a big hit on that reflect. Okay. And we're out.
Yeah, and Brooke got through that fight flawless. A flawless victory on Car Painter. You love to see it, especially entering at 54 HP.
Actually, I mean, with that hard hat, she would have liked to have taken a hit there, and because she has a death warp now, and she's gonna have a bit more HP, and that mole's gonna take another hit to take her out, probably. Ooh, Raine's doing something risky here. Oh, we're gaming.
Oh, but it pays off, you know. When you're behind, you know you know you're behind because you've had bad luck for your run. I love seeing a risky play like that, to just drop the skip sandwich and just go zoom right past the enemies. Love to see it.
I did something myself in my my final race. It wasn't enough to bring me back, but I mean it was fun, and it worked.
Yeah, I think the first time I broke out a skip sandwich early in PRV, similar situation, did that and it worked. So if it works, it works.
Alright, so Brooke is gonna drop her equipment and also Paula's teddy bear in preparation of the death warp. So both our runners in the cabin now, but at different points in the plot. And unless something disastrous happens in Winters or at the tent, this race is Brooke's to lose.
Yeah, I'd rather not think of disasters because I think I was on the call for the tent that cost Satake a shot at the tournament last year.
Hmm. Yeah, you do see a dramatic tent once in a while. Doesn't happen often, but when they do, they're vicious. The
Yeah,
recovery is so rough too, because you only have the one BBR if you don't make a safety save.
oh, speaking of rough, Altist C now for Raine.
Oh no, we're bashing it out. Have to heal with the burger. Trying to keep this PP. Oh no, we gotta.
D, there's no choice now. You gotta let it rip. Cultist E,
Oh god.
Gabe, you Rudy Poo.
Come on, one shot one of these. Oh, gross. Oh, it's gross. I think we're out of heals too.
Yeah, so this is just literally worst case here. Gabe, don't you dare. Gabe.
Oh, Raine did a hat.
Game, you 1 HP and a dream. Oh my Lanta.
Oh my god. So part of the problem here, oh, that's a death. Part of the problem here is that Raine did do hat bat skip to try to save some time. Big risk, and this is why. Raine debating whether he has the will to continue at this point. Guess not. Sorry.
I don't blame Raine whatsoever. The game literally decided to be about as rude and as obnoxious as I have seen out of anyone. Like, I had a run that was bad in Swiss that I threw out because I wasn't going to improve my time.
He has not closed the game, though. Or not Brooke, Raine has not closed the game.
Raine's just keeping it going, but the tough part about that is you lose out on all that experience and you have to walk back.
Now, we're not doing bike percent because he didn't go to the bike shop. I was thinking the same thing, though. Like, I would have, in Raine's shoes, I would have absolutely started at bike percent. Yeah, it looks like he is gonna finish this out. Just a little frustration moment there.
Oh, I would have been frustrated as well. In fact, if I had an open mic on my own stream, let's just say my language wouldn't have been safe for Earthbound Super Series, and I would have been called into the principal's office for sure.
Yeah, I applaud the what it was, the will to continue despite all, the commitment. Tenacity. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Thank you, Slug. Meanwhile, Brooke is getting into the Runaway 5 show, so everyone get your dance emotes ready.
Oh, well, this is gross. Pincered by not one, but two trees. Oh, lordy.
Ugh. The next tournament, it's probably going to be... I think it's going to be Spoiler Cave, which is...
Yeah, what that is the Earthbound Ancient Cave, but you have the spoiler log.
Yeah, that's what we did after Boogey last year, as a Spoiler Cave, so that's what I expected to be this year. Ancient Cave is a bit intimidating for newer runners. Spoiler does help. But also, playing against the skilled runner who's got the spoiler is also a kind of daunting task as well. Ancient Cave is a randomizer. It is pretty much a pure dungeon crawl randomizer. It's not like Scramble. It's a door randomizer. Pretty much strips out a lot of the story and shuffles the entire game into 9 floors, each which ends with a sanctuary guardian room and a random boss fight, and then you got to get to floor 9 and beat Gygus. That's all there is to it. It is not scaled like Scramble is, so you do fight a full-strength Gygus, and you usually do it at about level 30.
And Raine steps on a snake, but at this point, I don't think Raine cares about Ori points.
Yeah. Yeah, Ox making a good point. The spoiler can almost be more intimidating because it is very difficult to read. There's so much information in it.
I never predict department store bus, although we did have a long bus earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, the thing about having your own spoiler parsing program is that that's an edge for yourself. Maybe if there was like a different interface for reading the spoiler that everyone had access to, we might consider it. I don't know. I'm not the one to make that call either.
Yeah, that's outside of my jurisdiction, so I ain't touching that one.
How long is an ancient cave? A good runner, it takes about an hour. I've seen some happen in like 40 minutes. A spoiler can happen in under half an hour.
You know, you mentioned that, and I was actually on the commentary with Chaz, who created Ancient Cave Rando. Shout out to Chaz, by the way. For my first call, and the seed's done in 30 minutes. It was insane.
And to answer your hope block, yes, anyone's welcome. We'll put up a Google Doc in the Discord server asking for signups when it comes time. That won't be before this tournament ends, I don't believe. James noting that Brooke didn't get the teddy from Paulo's room, which would have been a good safety strat. Just for... No, we're not getting into teddy maxing. But yeah, it is a safety strat that Brooke could have spent some of her lead on. But we already get the one bear at the end of Winters, and we only really need it for Boogey Tent. It's not like vanilla where we want to keep that tent going through Belch Base if possible.
But sometimes even Boogey Tent says no to the bear and just rips it in half in one smash.
Or just ignores it and rips Paula in half, which actually is fine, but not if he rips Jeff in half. That's a problem.
I mean, in full-on glitchless, then you don't want Paula going down at all because that messes with the experience route.
Oh yeah, in glitchless that's a problem. Right, Raine is going for the tree warp. or perhaps the half Vogler, where we go for the couple life noodles after the fact. And if we die, we die. Yeah, Raine is gonna despawn to try to get that life noodles. Yeah, and already this is not paid off.
Yeah, already the game is like saying, no, what are you doing?
Yeah, so this is where the life noodles are if you ever wanted to do a Vogler. Here it is. And this is why we don't do it. You have all this garbage. But since Raine is looking to death warp anyway, it's fine.
Now, the easy way to death warp here would just be cast freeze on the tree, let it explode.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Raine has not killed the tree. Maybe this isn't a strategy Raine does often enough to have optimized it like that. Alright, but Paul is down, and Ness should be shortly. There we go. Yeah, I don't think this was any faster than a mole warp, but memes were had.
Yeah, that was all that was for memes.
And so if you do a full Vogler and you save in the bus station and you get the life noodles on the way into Happy Happy instead of on the way out, then you resurrect in the bus station and you're right by Paula's house and you can bring her back to life and then go up and get the wad of bills, go get this backstage pass, and then walk right into the theater. So you get faster path of doing the true Vogler. If perfect, I have no idea. I don't even think a minute, honestly. It's very easy to lose the time save you would get just from having a few despawns in that little peninsula, even if you get out without a fight. Alright, Brooke's got the dog, the safety dog. Oh, it is not going to be a green dog. But it's still a safety dog. Oh, it's dodging. That's annoying. I think it was dodging the monkey, though. Yeah, it is extremely high risk and high reward. I don't think anyone does it seriously, maybe in a world record attempt. But, like, also, if you're doing a world record attempt and you are on world record pace, I don't think you want to risk doing a Vogler. It so rarely pays off. Alright, Brooke did not get bread from the dog, but did get a level. Honestly, even just 1 HP up from the safety dog makes a big difference in that first proto fight. He likes to hit for 10, and we have exactly 30 HP at level 1, so going to 31 HP lets us take another hit.
Now, assuming that hit doesn't roll up to, like, 11, because I can mess with that math.
Yeah, that can happen, and it's very annoying when it does. But it's not typical. Alright, get your Tessies out. We got the first Tessie of the race. Let's see some rare Tessies. I like Brooke's true MS Paint Beast.
We also got Runaway 5 going on Raine's end.
Yeah, we got dueling cutscenes. Got some animated Tessies from Jimothy.
Now that's cool.
Looks like that comes from Lord Taco's channel. Tax Slug slipped in a Richard Karn Tessie from Peen Train's channel.
You mentioned Richard Karn, and he used to host Family Feud. I mean,
Did he
that was
really?
a funny. Yeah, he was the host that replaced Louis Anderson. I mean, both
I
were funny in their own way. Both funny guys.
I
But
completely
then
missed
Then again,
that
Steve
era.
Harvey came in, and yeah, the rest is history. Funniest host they've had in literal decades.
I completely missed that era between Louis Anderson and Steve Harvey. Anyway, Brooke getting into Brick Road now. We'll see how first proto treats her. Monkey says no skip for you. And so Brooke actually got 3 HP up from that dog, so she's pretty safe even if the proto decides to high roll. Doesn't take any damage at all. Sometimes game is nice. You wouldn't think, given what we've seen tonight, but sometimes game can be nice. Pretty good position for this duck skip, too. Is able to pull it all the way down right away. Just needs to get it. That should be good enough, I think. Yeah, we're good.
Got it.
All right. Oh, Monkey
And
messes
Monkey.
up
Yeah,
the
Monkey
second proto
spaced
skip.
out.
This monkey will not see heaven. Does get through the fight just fine. Takes a bit of damage. Still has her egg, though, that she can eat. Egg. I think she still has her bread roll, even. Oh, she's gonna do the safety strat where she goes back in for the stun gun before going into Pawn Cave.
Wait, where'd the spawns go?
Yeah, once you leave Brick Road, the spawns are gone. Even if you
Huh.
pop right back in. It's nice if you die in Pawn Cave, because then it's empty. But it's also, you can also just do that. You can just go back in and grab all the stuff.
I honestly never would have thought of that.
Does take some time. It's definitely a safety strat. But it's one that's nice to know about if you find yourself with a comfortable lead in this tournament. Yeah, take a... Oh! Tried to get a little solo slug action, but another one spawned in on the left and joined in.
Got a good speed increase. And speed's the big number you're looking at for bottle rocket damage.
Yeah, bottle rocket math is interesting. It rolls. It's basically flat damage with a variance roll, but with a chance to hit. And the big bottle rocket has 5 chances to hit, and the chance to hit is speed dependent. And the multi bottle rocket has 20 chances to hit. So if you buff Jeff's speed, say with the rabbit's foot, you can do some real big damage, which is what we do in the glitchless run.
Yeah, speed capsules can also help buff that. But I don't think glitchless gets any of those.
I don't think so. I think we actually walk by one and don't use it. It's just one. One speed. Compared to the rabbit foot's 40. Alright, and a clean walk through Stonehenge for Brooke. She'll be heading to Threed and the tent. Meanwhile, Raine has finished all his chores in Tucson, to start his Jeff quest. Yeah, I wonder, there might be a rare drop of a rock candy somewhere. I'm not sure. I feel like I remember there being an enemy that drops a rock candy, but I could be completely making that up too. I'm not sure.
Not that I recall.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've seen that second Let's Play that Chugga Conroy did involving this game about, say, a year or two ago.
I haven't seen it. I'm not sure.
But yeah, he had his reasons for wanting to do a second Let's Play of this game. Because the first one was like way early. He was way younger. But anyway, I digress. We're in cutscene mode.
Yeah, nothing else to talk about in the cutscene, really. No one drops the candy, says Oxus. Okay, I completely made it up.
Yeah, that sounds like the sort of thing that would happen in Ancient Cave where the drops do get randomized. So if you do die to Boogie Tent, you would respawn in the graveyard.
Yeah, anytime you take transit, like the Skyrunner here, it resets your death point, your respawn point. If you die in Winters, you respawn at where Tessie drops you off. If you die in the desert, or in Scaraba Desert, you respawn where the boat drops you off.
Or outside the pyramid.
Or outside the pyramid. Yeah, that's an exception to the transit rule. If you die in Deep Darkness, you respawn where the submarine drops you off. The Runaway 5 bus also resets your respawn location. Yeah, there are a couple flags that reset your respawn location too. I had the idea, what if you could death warp back to 3 from Belch Base? That would be very helpful. But no, I was informed that once you defeat Belch, he resets your spawn location as a final kind of screw you.
Yeah, that's news to me, but that doesn't surprise me because Belch is the kind of foolish Rudy Poo that would do such a thing.
Yeah, I mean, he just burps in your face repeatedly. Why wouldn't he reset your respawn point? All right, Brooke has landed.
I mean, there's worse things that an enemy could do. I mean, the enemy could fart in your face, too, for all you know, and that would be arguably worse.
Brooke had a skip DX. Is skipping the teddy bear?
I mean, Brooke said that, she wasn't using bear, so...
Yeah.
Rogue spawns? No. Here we go.
We are not bear-pilled. Alright, in the tent we go. Defend, BBR. Meanwhile, second Tessie is happening. Paula goes down. That'll save some text, and it's a one-shot.
Yeah, one shot. Get your GGs in chat for Brooke.
GG, Brooke. That's about as good a tent as you can hope for.
Absolutely.
Spurning the bear paid off. She's out of that level up text in under 30 seconds.
And the final time is going to be 1 hour, 8 minutes, 31 seconds. Nicely done.
Mm-hmm. Pretty solid time. Especially this year. It seems like averages have actually been higher this year than most.
Yeah, the averages have certainly been very competitive, I've definitely seen some of the lower times more often than not. They may not have been at the absolutely knock your socks off with like a 102 or 104, but it's certainly really good, really respectable times.
Raine is getting into Brick Road. Got first proto. Failed call for help. Second failed call for help. Game is finally deciding to give Raine a break. Gets through the fight with no damage. Raine, I'm sure he is on the leaderboard. I've seen his PB before.
You just
He,
reminded me.
as Raine TV probably is his channel name.
That reminds me, I need to get my run submitted. Whoopsie.
Yeah, oh, it's actually Raine SR. 17th place, 104.10 PB. Meanwhile, Brooke is...
Tank
Brooke is still...
glitch.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a tank glitch. Nice. You know, Brooke is still I am bad at naming things on the speedrun.com leaderboard. Her PB is a 106.06. Yeah, you should change that. Never forget when you were bad at naming things. Alright, Raine gets into Pond Cave, doesn't like what he sees. Gonna do a despawn. Brooke's getting some text vomit. Ooh, oh! Oh, wow, we have a debug.
Oh,
That was a
wow.
fast debug.
That is a... Wow, Brooke, way to get the debug.
This might have happened fast enough that we can get to the end. Oh, spoke too soon.
The game... Well, let's just say, for Brooke, got it, and then the game decided, nah, we're gonna... You are 6 denied.
But to answer James, you do need to get... Ooh, Raine. I think your audio is, or I don't know if you have the icon, but I actually can't hear the audio, so maybe Temple has switched it without moving the icon. Anyway, to answer James' question, to get the a legitimate any percent debug finish, you do have to get downstairs and open the door and let Picky in. Oh, you muted. I'm gonna have to listen to this on the VOD because I can't hear it.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I gotta admit, I'm curious.
Actually, no, I do have your stream up on the side. I can unmute you there, just in case we lost it. I don't hear anything there either. Hmm. I wish I could hear this. Oh, it's because I have the wrong audio input set. Or output.
Also, the text for Andonis, we were talking about what button to mash for texts earlier. That it's faster to mash B twice.
That is an interesting sound font corruption for sure.
You're on final, Skyrunner.
That was very interesting.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Like it honestly sounded like a steel drum remix.
Oh, what are we doing now? Huh? What?
Okay, where'd the soundstone go?
Huh?
What? I'm confused. Like, it's suddenly the soundstone has become the tent glitch right there.
This is wild. I've never seen this.
You and me both.
James. James, no. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same glitch. You know, Raine has landed and is going on to the tent finally. Glad to be done with this run, I'm sure.
Gotta admit, that's a way different way of a tent glitch than what I'm used to seeing. Anyway, speaking of tents, we got a boogie tent.
Almost gets caught by a dog, but is a little bit faster. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use the rockin' and the VBR first turn. Screw safety. Kind of a low roll. Glad to have done the rockin'.
That one failed, however.
Oof.
$57, that's a low roll for rockin'. That pale green light is basically resetting all the PSI to default settings as you enter battle. No shields, no stat changes, no nothing. Anyway,
Yeah,
Raine is through.
pretty
Get
much
your
a turn
GGs in chat.
GG, Raine. Thank you for sticking it out. It's great having you in the tournament, and hope to see you again next year. Or in the next tournament, now that you're doing randomizers. Brooke is now in the under. Did she load a different save file?
I think so.
'Cause I don't see how she got Jeff and Pooh otherwise. She loaded a save, yeah. Okay.
And that's time. 1:19:30 is what I saw for Raine on the screen. And as for race time, let me see real quick.
Yeah, she split it late too, so it's 1:19:38 in race time, but that's fine. We'll give her the 1:19:30. She deserves that, or he deserves that much. Ugh, mixing my racers up. Sorry, Raine.
Hey, it happens to the best of us. And on our way out, please give both our runners a follow. They put on a heck of a show, both Brooke and Raine. Also give both myself and Pebble a follow. We all play Earthbound here. And also, thanks to Temple for Restream. Pebble, this was a lot of fun. Ooh,
Yeah,
boy.
this is great. Thank you for
Seems like
joining
every
me.
time we do these, Pebble, it's like something strange or wacky happens, and we both lose it in one form or fashion.
We're gonna raid out Uko.
Also, an old standard bearer for this game. I wonder if they're doing manip practice again.
Well, I guess we'll find out sure enough. But for all of us here at Earthbound Super Series, CoCom Pebble, Restreamer Temple, everybody in chat, I'm Leslie Prone. Until next time, stay kind, stay safe, and we'll see you next time for more Boogie % action.
Yep. We got races tomorrow night. Lyra versus James, so join us for that. Till then, 9:30 Eastern.
Take care, everyone.